guys, my name is JAde, and today we're going to be looking at the Polycinematic by a company called Knobula. So this is an 8-voice polyphonic synthesizer in EURORACK format. Yes, you heard right, a polyphonic synth in 12 HP. I love the whole design of it. It just really stood out as soon as I saw it, and I'm like, what? 8-voice polyphonic? No way. It has MIDI, so the way that it works, it actually comes with its own cable. I haven't even seen a cable like this before, so shout out to them for including this, because they always have the adapters, and some companies don't even include them, so that's dope that they do that. So the sequencer that I have in my case right now is the Endorphins ground control. I'm absolutely loving this. My sequencer that I love with all my heart, that's not going anywhere, is the Varigate 4 Plus. That one is in my other case, but I really wanted something a bit more linear, and also having these 8 drum gates, this sequencer is so powerful. So I thought this sequencer would be amazing for this because of the keyboard, but sadly the MIDI only outputs a mono signal, so until there can be polyphony through MIDI, it's not really the perfect setup. Maybe with the Hermit, if you have the Hermit, it would be a cool setup. But for now, I'm going to be using the MIDI with the cable and the key steps, so you can do this with any MIDI controller. It has MIDI in, so you're going to go MIDI out of the controller into the Knobula. For my mixer, I'm using this little doper. It is in stereo, so I'm just gonna go into my 1 and 2. And then I'm gonna go into my interface. I love that detune function. It's so much fun. There is a CV input for the filter control, so let's go ahead and patch that. I got over here the Oct by DivKid, which is a fun little LFO. We're going to send that into the frequency. Let's change our wave. We have 3 waves. So we actually also have a built-in reverb, and I've had it probably about like around 50%. It is actually a really good reverb. So like, let's listen to it all the way dry. Let me go ahead and unplug this for a second. And the fact that not only we have a built-in effects, but also a filter, like there's a lot going on in this module. It's very tiny, 12 HP, not even like ridiculously tiny, honestly. I think 12 HP is a great size. It's the same size as my Varigate 4 Plus. I think 12 HP is perfect for this type of stuff. I thought that these knobs, yes, you know, they are smaller and they're not that bad actually, but at least they're not like the super tiny knobs. There's no way that they could have fit any other knobs on here. So I think that the layout is very well. The pitch, like this fine-tune knob, I've been a little afraid that I'm just gonna like accidentally touch it, but it hasn't really happened. It doesn't have like a lock. It would have been nice if it had like a little lock in the middle. But yeah, I haven't touched it, but it's like in a spot that like if you're touching the resonance, then you might get close to it. But you see that even with like using the detune, getting out of tune, maybe because we have it like singular. Wow, that sounds gorgeous. Just being able to play this EURORACK module as a polyphonic synth, like I feel like maybe we're a little too low. Add a little bit more released. Little goes a long way with those little knobs. And then we also have the decay and sustain over here. Like, beautiful. Just like my mind is still blown. I wonder what else they're gonna come out with, because like I can imagine them coming out with like more polyphonic modules like this, like maybe like an FM synth or like a sample based synth. I would totally buy that. If you're not into EURORACK, you probably don't realize how big of a deal this module is. Like being able to play polyphonic, like being able to play more than one note at a time, okay? Being able to play chords from a EURORACK module that's this size. I mean, there's not even anything out there that is like this, bigger than this. So like, it's pretty mind-blowing. I'm still like wrapping my mind around it and just how good it sounds. Like, this is a beautiful sounding synth on its own. Yes, there's not that many controls, and yes, it would have been cool to have more CV inputs, like for other parameters besides just a filter. But we do have that chord select. So like if you're not wanting to have like that keyboard type experience, you can use the chord select. So like if we plug in a, let's say for example, we plug in this LFO to the chord select. So to set the chord, you just hold shift and make a chord. Let go, do it again. Now we have this. just wow. I just got like some Led Zeppelin Cashmere vibes from that last part. So what I did for this patch was I sent an LFO into the trigger. That's why we were getting those like cool, very like textural results. And I also am controlling it via MIDI with the key step. So we're still using this, but the trigger really like, this was really cool, a very cool like experiment. I think I did this by accident. I meant to patch it into the chord select and then it came out with this awesome sound. I'm like, cool. So that's what you get with EURORACK. You just gotta patch. When you first start out, you know, it's not gonna blow up, hopefully, but just don't plug an output into an output like with audio, and you know, I hope that's like the only rule that there is. And don't touch your stuff when it's plugged in, you know, be smart about that. So let's go ahead and unplug the key step and let's play with the ground control and the polycinematic. I really hope they update the ground control where you're able to use more than one note polyphony, because yes, in reality it is a EURORACK sequencer. The MIDI is kind of like an afterthought, but now that they're like making, or at least that Knobula is making, polyphonic EURORACK synthesizers in 12 HP, you know, like the possibilities are kind of endless now. Like, I'm just so excited. I've been really into EURORACK lately, not gonna lie. Yes, Betsy is getting filled back up. We have some exciting stuff in there. Gonna be doing more EURORACK videos. I hope you guys are into this. To be honest, this is really where I see most of my music making going, because I really hate cables and just having like extra cables around, except patch cables. It's so organized, like everything is just perfect. Like, look at that. Look at that, it's beautiful. I feel like from a minimalist aspect, EURORACK makes a lot more sense, because I don't want to be dealing with like power cables and MIDI cables and all that extra stuff. I was really hoping that this MIDI in could just plug straight into this MIDI out. Like, wouldn't that be cool? I haven't got it to work that way. Maybe I need to use a double ring, but I don't know why that would matter. I don't know. I'm gonna try it out, but I don't think it works that way, because it would be cool if you could go MIDI out straight into the MIDI in and plug them in that way. But since we can't really take advantage of the polyphony, doesn't really matter. So we're gonna use the CV and gate over here. So we got a roll per octave, and I'm gonna send it into track 1. And then our trigger into our gate. Okay, so it will only go so far. The actual module. That's normal. That's how it is with like every synth module. Getting some like very like dark, heavy techno vibes from this. I'm so excited. Let's get some drums going, cause that always makes things better. a lot of fun. A lot of fun with this module. The Endorphins Queen of Pentacles. So this is the drum machine that we're using right now in the setup. It is a 7-voice, I believe. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 7-voice analog and digital drum machine. I really, really love the filter on this thing. I wish that Endorphins would make like a standalone filter just for this. The drums are based on the 909 sound, so if you're like obsessed with the 909, then this would be awesome for you. I like to have a more variety of sounds. I kind of like the 808 a bit more than the 909, but for techno and the filter, I love how you're able to just do build-ups like that. You saw like how we saved that track. Like at first I made a few mistakes in putting the notes, and then it's like, wait, let's try to save it. Maybe we can put some more notes, and then it kind of like transformed into a cool little transformation of the track. And that's like the beautiful thing about EURORACK, that like, yes, you make mistakes, and then as you're tweaking, you gotta save yourself, and that's the beauty of live performance. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys want to see more videos like this, more EURORACK, more tutorials, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and thumbs up. If you like what I do, consider becoming a patron or checking out my website. Catch you guys in the next one, and stay fly. This video was brought to you by DistroKid. There's lots of reasons I use DistroKid, with things like automatic splits, instant music video generators, Spotify pre-saves, and quick payouts. DistroKid is a must-have for anyone serious about their music and wanting to get it out into the world. Being able to post unlimited albums and singles for only $20 a year has pushed me to make more music than ever before. If you're thinking of signing up, use the code below and save 7%.